going to do some quick expeditions today.
Well, they actually help.
Let's go to the forest. And a loading screen. Okay, so today's video is going to be strictly informational. As you can see, my mic is going off on the top left-hand corner. Wait, no, not left. Right-hand corner, sorry. Direction tutorial skills. So basically, in this area, if anybody else was around here, they would have been able to hear me. But seeing as that usually expeditions, you're kind of going solo. So in order for you to gain anybody during an expedition, oops, wrong thing to press. You want to come into your menu and send out a flare if you want anybody to come and join you in your expeditions. It would be best for you to have a place that you're already well aware of to come and flare at. If you're on any missions and you have like the screen cuts, you have to wait until you see the monster to flare up for people to join you. At least up to 3 other people can join you in your game. 4 players altogether, so... Well, the flare is actually not the only way for a player to join you on an expedition. They can join you through the main quest counselor, or like the quest board area. They can go in there and join. Let's see if I can actually pull it up. As you can see, you have a join a quest option, so basically I'm fairly sure if you hit join a quest before you come into an expedition, that you could join somebody that is already on an expedition, so that might be a thing. I haven't really tested it out yet to go on somebody else's expedition. I imagine that it's mostly through the SOS flare system, but I really don't feel like testing that right now. Today is just strictly informational and me gathering a whole buttload of junk. So as you can see, the needleberries are mostly for ammo. The herbs are mostly for potions. Footprints, old marks, stuff like that basically helps you with your research level. As you can see, I've already researched the giant Gargus, I want to say. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of these monsters' names, so I'm not even going to bother due to the fact that I just don't read very well. These guys are fairly non-hostile. They're really good for raw meat. If you want to take them down, usually they won't attack you. They have a tendency of just running away. There's also a lot of areas that you can go fishing and just catch fish. That doesn't really get you a lot of stuff. It's mostly like pets, and they'll give you skills for crafting and stuff for mostly armor or your weaponry. The rocks around here, which are stone, these are throwing items that you could shoot out of your, I want to say gauntlet. These guys over here are also pet items. They don't really drop you anything much. So this is the very first exploration area that you come to when you first start up the game. When you're exploring freely, you'll see this guy. He's one of the researchers. He'll ask you to catch certain fish for him. If you don't see an exclamation mark in your little mini-map on your lower left-hand side, then he doesn't have anything for you. Usually you want to go and check out the researchers to make sure that they don't have anything that's just extra points for you, which is a really good thing if you're trying to get like all that done. Getting the researcher stuff done not only gives you points, but it also gives you materials and items that you necessarily can't get while during regular expeditions. So the flow fern is also another item that you can use for bows and arrow weaponry, the guns. This isn't for swords or shields as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong because I don't really work with the sword system right now. So if the flow ferns do work with the sorting, then I'm giving you incorrect information. I'm just going off of what I am aware of. I'm still fairly new to the Hunter game, so it's not like I actually know what's for what. There is a website that allows you to understand what crafting items allow you to use for which weapons, armors, etc. So I didn't have the whole research on that one. Okay. As you can see, if you completed the researching, it'll actually show you just the regular points. If you haven't completed it, then it'll bring up your researching points up higher if you haven't completed it yet. You can complete in one expeditioning area that you can go to for researching purposes, but once you completed researching that specific creature in that specific area, it won't allow you to build it up any further past level 3, I think. I could be wrong. I likely am wrong. The spider webs are usually good for the pitfall traps. You want spider webs and ivy. Ivy is a bit harder to find. For the shock traps, you want the pardon me. You want the thunderbug and the trapping tool. So basically, it does tell you through your crafting options what you need in order to get to it. You kind of have to search around in most of the areas for these items. These bones are mostly for researching. I'm not really sure if they're for any weapons or any armor thus far. I imagine that they're useful for something. I'm sorry for any of the disruptions kind of in the background. You're going to hear like wind and other things that might happen, so I'm going to kind of come in and out of mic every now and then. What are these guys called again? These guys tend to be a bit aggressive, so if you get found by them, they'll automatically try and attack you. They're fairly easy to kill. Sorry, they're fairly easy. They're really easy to kill. Let's just go with that. So there's two males and two females. The one with the larger heads are the males, and the ones with the smaller heads are females. Oh, so there's three females down here. Okay. I just didn't see the other one. What was that? Well, I can't pronounce this creature's name, to be honest. So you're going to find a lot of these paints all around. Usually they're just the wildcats around in the area. Thus far, there's usually about one in each area. The only place that has more than one is an entirely different area that I'm not in right now, so I'm not really going to discuss it. I went all the way out this way. So basically when you come to this area for the very first time, you're basically running all the way to this gate right here. If you find this gate, you can actually go back from your expedition to the headquarters. So if you want to go that way instead of through your map, that's perfectly fine. That's another way out. You just have to find your way all the way to the exit of the area that you're in. Or go back to the camp where your friend's staying at. Oh, it's you. How lovely. This is a harder guy to take care of on your own. My suggestion would be to either have like at least one or two other people with you trying to take down the Anthernanthy. I don't believe I pronounced his name correctly. Me and my friend just calls him Butt Flaps because he has the wings on his butt. He's not exactly like a super hard guy to defeat, but he's not somebody that you want to try and defeat on your own, especially being brand new or anywhere lower than, I would say a 5. I think I would be able to take care of him if I was like a level 10. It's best for you to kind of like be a lot higher than the creature that you currently are. As you can see, he's kind of ignoring me because he hasn't spotted me yet. On the lower left hand side, you can see the little monsters and their heartbeat. So basically, if you see their heartbeat or their little images down there, that means that they're kind of nearby. The giant reptile is actually not too hard for you to take care of yourself. He's like the easiest guy that you can come. Why do I forget his name now? Oh yeah, the Gargus. Okay, so the giant Gargus is pretty low maintenance. That's a dude that you can handle on your own really easily, no matter what state you're in. Quite honestly, yeah, he does kick your ass like the very first time, but he's actually a really easy monster to defeat. There are the smaller Garguses that are also really easy to beat. Those guys are really aggressive towards anything that they meet. If you don't feel like being overran by their numbers, it's best for you to try and keep your distance away from them and try and take them out one by one if you have like a sword skill. More of you dudes. So as you can see, I'm in level 12 of the Ancient Forest. Yeah, these guys got aggressive with me because they just get aggressive. That right there is unstable boulders. Don't worry, I'm not hurt. You can actually throw a rock or shoot your weapon up there to make it collapse on top of creatures. Shiny. So you kind of want to make sure that if you're going to make it collapse on top of creatures, that they're like directly below it. However, you want to be careful on not being also directly below it because it will actually hurt you. I am fairly 100% positive of this. Because this game is not one of those games where it's going to be all like, oh, you're underneath this, we're going to make sure that you don't get hurt. Yeah, no. The logic in this game is actually pretty hardcore. So if you hit that and you're underneath it, you're also going to catch damage on it. and likely die, depending on how high your health is. If you're like a higher level and your health is like pretty good, I would say that you'd be able to survive it. However, if you're a lower level, like I am, and your health is really not super high, the chances of you living after being hit by those boulders would not be too terribly high. Oh yeah, and I keep on forgetting about that. So there is slightly a time limit whenever you kill a certain monster. If you don't get to its carcass, I would say maybe 20-30 seconds after it dies, it will disappear. The areas will not, like, not keep clear of them, so if you come back later on and you see them back over here, that means that they respawned. Each area will allow most of these smaller creatures to respawn, at least, I don't know the time ratio. All I know is that most creatures do respawn after a while of, just doing exploring. This does go for any of the monsters, even the more higher up monsters. I imagine with the bigger guys, it takes longer for them to respawn because they're just bigger. What are these things again? I didn't catch it. Come here, buddy. There we go. So, apparently these are omen flies. These guys aren't really creatures that you need to come and kill. They don't really give you anything. These guys are just catchable pets. They do give you points for catching them, about up to 10 points. Oh, I only got 6. Never mind. Okay, so basically that spider is also a pet. I can't really pronounce its name. I believe that's a thunderbug. No, it's a flashbug. Okay. And this is a bitterbug. Okay, I have no idea what the heck the bitterbugs do yet. I know that most of the bugs do allow you to use them as like distraction, ammo, short-term health. The bitterbug, I imagine it's a health item. I just gotta go through my crafting and double check that. This guy is mostly for meat and experience. I believe it's a moss pig. I'll go double check what's his name. It's not really that hard to kill. It doesn't really attack you, even though you're attacking it. it's a moss wine. Okay, so if you see these frogs right here, the paratoads, they basically paralyze creatures if you poke them. Here, let me show you. So if you hit them, they're going to grow their little bellies, their throats out, and then excrete like their little paralyzation dust out, and if something walks into that dust, it will paralyze them temporarily. It's not a permanent thing, but if you do see them around and you're trying to hunt a monster and you need like at least a little bit of breathing room, I would say go poke it. Poke that frog. You could also catch them to be a pet. Other than that, they're pretty much useless. Let's go to our crafting list real quick. So as you can see, herbs do bring into potions. Mega potions are basically regular potions and honey. This also, oh, I could have made that, and I have no idea what the heck that does. No, I don't want to make that. So those guys you can actually hook onto. I forget how the hell to do that. Oh, that's how I do it. Okay. Those guys down there are really freaking easy to kill. Doesn't matter what weapon you have. However, if you do go into the water, you are a bit slow. So be careful, these guys are pretty fast. It's best for you to try and either get them head on or be like far enough for them not to like rush you. Okay, I think I died. There we go. If you do have a weapon like mine, arrows, guns, stuff like that, it's best for you to use the unlimited ammo, whenever doing expeditions. If you're doing Pacific hunting, it would be best for you to try and gather as much material as humanly possible to make ammo. You could also buy ammo if you felt like it, but it's better for you to kind of explore and go around to make sure that you have more than enough ammo for you to do a certain type of hunt. But mostly, for the most part, it's best for you to just use the regular ammo. Shut up, David! I do not have anything, okay. Crap. Oh yeah, it is low, okay. As you can see, my stamina is actually pretty low right now. On the top left-hand corner, it's flashing, which means it is low. And in order for me to gain more, more stamina, I have to go and eat, meats. Or, well, basically anything that allows me to regain my stamina, which I don't currently have right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. Never mind. My stamina's fine. You do want to watch out for your stamina getting low. You will get winded. If you're carrying too much stuff, it does hurt you. And slows you down. So it's good for you to come in here into your, crafting materials to make sure that you don't get overweighted. Because if you start just gathering a whole shitload of stuff into your inventory, it's just going tire you out a lot faster. Must get meat. So these guys right here, which I'm going to figure out what their names are in a second. Oh, dead. Okay, I can't pronounce it. These guys are really good for raw meat. These guys are non-aggressive, so I kind of really feel bad for coming in here and just shooting them up. But they are really good for meat, so, there's that. These cute little bellflowers over here, they give you, extra health. My stamina is so bad right now. Okay, hopefully I can barbecue something good. Yes! Oh yeah. So whenever you get raw meat, I imagine not only just raw meat, other meats, you can actually use your barbecue spit. You have to listen to the music and take it off once it finishes. You don't want to leave it on there too long. If you leave it and you try and take it off too soon, it'll be raw. Leave it on too long and it'll burn. So once you have some nicely well done meat, eat it. Yeah, and your stamina will be all nice. Thank you, David, for reminding me that I need to keep an eye on that. I yelled at him earlier because he's my friend. Okay, I can swing on that thing, but what's the purpose of it? Oh, I didn't do it. Swing! Oh, it's just to get me up here. Okay. There is nothing good up here. Let us get some more meat. Okay. I just wasted ammo. These guys usually give you up to 2 to 3 mates, I believe, depending on their size. Mostly it's 2. Okay, let's see if I can hunt a couple of more. Honestly, my cat's doing a lot more damage than I currently am. Ah, fuck. Yeah. These guys are non-aggressive, however, they will try and charge you. I've never really seen them fight back. I would be very careful because these guys have a tendency of traveling in packs, and when they start getting frightened, I imagine that they would be able to trample you. Never. Or knock you, at least knock you out of the way. No, they didn't really hurt me when they were running by. Never mind.
Nothing can stop us.
It's kind of really funny that I don't see myself on this list. Okay, on the player list, you can pretty much come over here and see who is talking. As you can see, right over here, you can come over here, mute and unmute. Usually these people will be muted if they're being disrupted. Disruptive. Or they just feel like they don't want anybody to hear them. So as you can see, this is basically the area where you come into and check out who is here. Right now there's a pretty good amount of people on this particular server. A good amount of them are on quest. One person is exploring. 4 people are at the headquarters over here. I think yeah, there I am. Oops, what? I still don't see myself on this list. Whatever. So the researching center is a really good place for you to come in to go talk to these guys. Go get yourself some researching. Expires in 4 days. The Rotten Villa. Ooh. Do I really want to go in there right now? Yeah, maybe. Can't do anything special. Kinda really don't want to go into there. So basically this list updates every time you defeat a certain creature. The Poke is actually not too terribly hard after you defeated him once or twice. He's not exactly a person that I would say that you could do alone at a fairly low level, but he's not super duper hard. Okay, I can't do any of that. Yes. Okay, I don't have any of that. Oh, I have a good amount of that. Yes. Yes. I have no idea what that is. has updates. Awesome. I should really like start bringing meats with me more often because I just don't pay attention to that stuff. Okay, let us craft. I got nah. I would say that the best ones are the shock. Definitely the shock trap. The pitfall's not too bad. I haven't used it. The nets aren't really going to do anything on their own. Tracked meat and drugged meat is pretty... This one just paralyzes, this one makes you fall asleep, this one also makes you fall asleep. Oh no. I am saying the wrong things. Whatever. Okay, if you ever see a particular ammo with an X through it, that means that you can build it, however you can't use it. So I usually just build those in order to get myself some more money. Which I don't really necessarily need. Good gunpowder for that, okay. I'd prefer not to use that right now. Can't even use that. Whatever. Recovery ammo is basically if you shoot a ally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anthony's cutting wheat on that side.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave. So if the telephone ring, answer the phone, yeah?
Have a good.
So it's really good for you to come over here to either forge your forge equipment, upgrade equipment, forge your little Pleco, I want to say. I don't have all the materials for that. I believe I have all the materials for this one. So if they're all bright on the materials, as you can see, instead of having the dark shaded areas, that means that you have all the materials to build it. It's best for you to have an entire set. This helps your little feline friend help you a lot better. And I want to say that I hear somebody else, so they likely hear me. That's adorable. That's just... Oh my goodness. That's just too adorable. Where's my little Pleco's house? Yeah, I'm just going to buy this. Can't I? Why can't I buy this? Honestly, this makes my cat look more like a duck. But whatever. Alright then, we are good. Wait, I was actually able to make that? Okay. What the heck am I missing? I need claws and electro sac. Okay. I'm missing just a helmet though. That's such a horrible look. That one's actually not too bad. Oh wait, I actually have all the materials for this one, but I really don't want it. That one's not too horrible. The fire resistance is not that different. Oh, I can match my cat. How nice. Attack doesn't go anywhere. Fire resistance sucks. Defense isn't too bad. Water resistance is good. Okay. What the hell do these charms do? Speed eating. Okay, let's go and explore an entirely different area. Expedition, please. I would like to go here. Yes.
oh my. We're on the hunt!